Who's got the better moustache?
They got big old bums, and they put their fingers right up their bums. What are you aiming for?
Just anything? Hello.
Hola, from Spain. At the moment, we are still here in Spain.
We're in Spain, but well, we're standing just next to the border. A couple hundred meters up there, we'll cross into Gibraltar.
We're going to spend the day in Gibraltar before catching a flight back to the UK for a little bit. So we'll go and see what there is to do in this little slice of paradise.
Let's go find out.
And just like that, we made it into Gibraltar. It was pretty easy. The border's just like the passport machines that you put passport into and then gates open. So it wasn't too scary.
Didn't take long.
It's so interesting here. It's like a perfect mix of Spain and the UK, which is quite weird to think about. But the reason it is quite like the UK is because Gibraltar is a overseas British territory, meaning that it's pretty much owned by the UK, right?
Yeah, we're in the UK.
Yeah, it's owned by the UK, even though it's all the way over here. And Gibraltar shares a border with Spain, and also, I found out, shares a border with Morocco. But it's a maritime border. We're at the base of the cable car, so we're gonna head up there. There's a massive rock here in Gibraltar. It dominates pretty much the whole place. It's gorgeous. We're gonna head up there and check it out. I just had a really nice warning from Josh. He said, what'd you say? Keep hold of my phone because the monkeys might steal it. There's monkeys everywhere. Are they monkeys or apes?
Monkeys.
Monkeys. Oh, there's one right there. The monkey leader. It's a bit smelly though.
Smells like monkeys. Hey hun, what do you think of the monkeys? So fun.
I was trying to get it when it went.
They're cool. They're pretty creepy and stinky, but they're cute from a distance.
What about their bums?
Yeah, they got big old bums, and they put their fingers right up their bums.
Alright.
Makes me not want to touch anything.
So if you do come here, be very careful not to get food out near the monkeys. They will jump on you and try to get it. We just watched a girl get bitten by a monkey. She was
Really
not
sad.
happy. But at the same time, her parents were sort of encouraging the monkey to jump on the kid for a photo opportunity. Which,
It's not worth the photo.
yeah, like monkeys bite. They're not pets. They're out here. This is their home.
monkey rabies or photo?
No one wants monkey rabies.
So we made it to the top of that huge hill and we are at O'Hara's Battery. It is named after Mr. O'Hara, who was once a governor in Gibraltar. But up here there is a 9.2 inch caliber gun. It's massive, I'll show you it in a second. But it was used in World War II and it hasn't been shot since the 1970s, and it was used for a training exercise. You said it can reach Morocco?
Yeah, it can get across the strait into Morocco by an extra 4,000 yards, and can shoot across the bay back towards the mainland.
Don't mess with Gibraltar.
I'm up, I got him in my sights.
What are you aiming for?
I believe that Gibraltar has been owned by different nations throughout many years. Currently British, and I think it's been that way for a long time, but it's so important because it's the gateway to the Mediterranean. Really, you can't get anywhere in the Mediterranean without coming past Gibraltar, so it's a pretty important military stronghold.
He's sitting so cute. We've just walked into St. Michael's Cave. Check this place out. It's a bit touristy. I think it's used as a big theatre as well, so it's got a stage and seating set up. But Josh was just saying that it was known.
It's old. Well, it's obviously old. It's a cave, but Romans knew about it, and it's massive. It winds right down into the rock, and some say it's bottomless.
It's thought to be bottomless. This rock has everything on it. We've just found a suspension bridge. They're not my favourite things, but you gotta give it a go. So these tunnels that we're in are called the Great Siege Tunnels, and I've just been doing a bit of reading. It's actually quite interesting. A siege is basically when they surround a place to try and cut off food supplies, all supplies really, to make that fortress or town surrender. And that's what happened to Gibraltar heaps of times. The 14th siege that began in 1779, and it lasted 3 years, 7 months and 12 days, and that's known as the Great Siege, and that's what these tunnels were used for. They were carved out in that time to be able to get these cannons in, and then these cannons could actually point directly down to, I guess, take out the people below. Bit of history.
Who's got the better moustache? We've got to this little exhibition, which is interesting, but it's sort of talking about just the general life, being in a fortified place like Gibraltar during a siege, what it must have been like. We've got things like discussing punishments for both military and civilians, and things like how they got water, what they did with their dead, and yeah, a few other things. Interesting.
I ran all the way to the top of the castle here to watch an aeroplane take off, and the really cool thing is, oh, where are we? Here, the main road closes because that's the runway.
Here he goes.
We're just about to cross back into Spain to get our bags and then come back into Gibraltar. Back and forwards, before we catch our flight.
Get on the plane? We are on the plane to London. We're down in Gibraltar. It was a quick stop, one day. We just boarded, so I'm just seeing what's going on.
There's like no one on this flight, it's quite cool.
Quietest flight I've ever been on. There's probably about 20 people on a pretty decent sized plane.
But anyway, Gibraltar, it was an amazing place. We had a lot of fun. We stayed up on the mountain all day, on a rock all day. Why are you laughing? You're talking about the flight. Just giving you the details of the flight. What do you think of Gibraltar?
I think that one day wasn't enough.
Yeah, we saw none of the town.
Yeah.
We just saw the rock.
And
but
even,
that was worth it.
And we only did have the afternoon, I guess, as well. But
because we slept in.
One thing I would recommend is, if you come to Gibraltar, well, other than have maybe a couple of days, is don't buy the return ticket to go on the gondola, because
the cable car,
because half the things that you actually want to go see are like back halfway down the mountain, so you might as well just walk the rest of the way back down rather than have to go back up again.
I think they're about to start talking to us, so we better go.
Well, a very good evening to you all, ladies and gentlemen. This is your first officer speaking.
That's our captain.
My name's Steve Farr, and I'm going to